So I came up with this pulley system. I'm so pleased with how it turned out. It turned out, I think, as good as I had hoped it would, but I just feel so much better thinking about getting the swarm traps down. So I'm going to show you how it works. Let's do this thing. Hey guys, Elizabeth, the curly-haired country gal here. I am excited to dive into my first year of beekeeping, but as we put our swarm traps up, which you can check out the video for, I found myself remembering how I don't like heights and thinking, man, if this thing is 2 or 4 or 6 or 8 or 10 pounds heavier, getting it down with bees, how are we gonna do that? So I came up with this pulley system, so I'm gonna show you how it works. So I'm going to show you here on the ground what I actually did when I was up in the tree. First of all, for me to try it out, but then for also so you can actually see what I'm doing. So first, I have this long bolt. It's a 10-inch long bolt, and by 3/8, it's a 3/8 inch, 10-inch long. I think it's just a hook. And so what I did first was I went ahead and drilled the hole in this fallen tree that we have in our yard. I tried to use a 1/2 inch bit at first, but that was too big, which makes sense because it's a 3/8 inch hook. But then I went ahead and used the 3/8 inch bit, which worked perfectly. So I drilled the hole and I screwed the hook in. Now, one thing I didn't do when I was actually putting the hook into the tree 10 feet in the air was bring a screwdriver with me. I wish I had, because I could have gotten it much tighter like I did with this level here, just to have some more leverage. So that's something I would do differently in the future. So after that, what I did was I made this brace out of 3 pieces of rope and a carabiner and a steel ring. So the ring goes on the bottom and there are 3 ropes coming out of it, each tied with a bowline knot just to make sure it's nice and tight. And then those come up, and those are going to go on 3 sides of the swarm trap. Now the fourth rope that comes out from the steel ring is also going to clip at the top, but that'll be the last side that's going to be against the tree. So there's a separate clip on that one, because my idea was that I was going to have to loosen the ratchet straps before being able to clip on that last clip. I think that's important, but maybe not as necessary as I thought, which is great. So I drilled in the hole. Once you're up in the air, you just have a couple knots to tie. You're going to bring the additional pulley and the rope with you. Now, once you have that rope, you're going to thread the rope first through the pulley that you put onto the hook. And then from there, you're going to go and thread it through the pulley that is attached to the carabiner where the ropes meet. And then you're going to tie that end of the rope to the 10-inch hook. And then you need to get down from the ladder and secure the rope. And then you can loosen the ratchet straps, and the swarm trap's gonna have 3 sides holding it already. And then once it's loose enough, you can go ahead and clasp the carabiner onto the other carabiner where the pulley is, which is what the other 3 ropes are already hooked to. So I found that I actually didn't need to wait until the ratchet straps were loosened in order to get the 4th clip on, and I think it's because I gave myself some room here. I thought that I had too much rope, and I thought that I would end up tightening it, but now that I've tried it, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and leave those extra maybe 6, 7, 8 inches at the top just to have some more wiggle room, because I think it works just fine with that extra space, and I think it's better to have more than to have less. Hey, well, thanks for watching me not fall and die. Hey, if you enjoyed this video or you learned something, can you just like it down below? Thanks. So thankfully my husband has some climbing gear back from his EMT days. So he got me all hooked up and reminded me how to belay, and got the rope secured to the tree for me, and that helped a ton. That made me feel much better. So you might not have the advantage of having climbing gear, but if you do, I would recommend using it, or maybe even investing in that, just to make sure you're really safe. It's just not worth a swarm of bees to fall out of a tree. So, and I just don't like heights. So anyway, my husband got that ready for me. My husband's the best. Thanks, Jared. I love you. Now, the most difficult part for me the part that I'm not sure how to solve by myself without having Jared's help was getting the bit, was drilling a hole deep enough. I probably only went about an inch deep, probably just barely through the bark and starting to get into the wood, which is better for the tree, but I definitely didn't get that hook in super far. Again, if I had brought a screwdriver with me, I probably could have gotten it in farther just with a screwdriver, but I just had a hard time getting leverage when I was up there. So that's one thing that I might do differently, is just be a little bit more patient and just keep trying to get it a little bit deeper, just slowly. But I was able to drill the hole, get the hook screwed in, thread the rope through the pulley on the hook, then through the pulley on the harness, and then through the and then tie it with another bowline knot onto the hook. And then I got down, I secured it to the tree, and then I got back up and I loosened the ratchet straps. And of course, I was feeling great. But then once the ratchet straps were loose, it was like, is this gonna work? And then I panicked a little bit because I realized later that my ropes were a little bit twisted, and one of them was on the wrong side. But all four sides still had a rope attached to it, and was able to then get down and lower it safely. I'm so pleased with how it turned out. It turned out, I think, as good as I'd hoped it would, but I just feel so much better thinking about getting the swarm traps down when hopefully they're full with some bees. So I hope that helps you. If you have some other ideas, I'd love to hear them. I think this is going to work really well to get them down. So if you try it, let me know in the comments how it goes, or if you think you'll try it. But I think it's going to work really well. So have a great time catching some swarms. Bye.